Hi everyone and welcome to another YouTube video. In this video I'm going to be showing you my GCSE artwork books. I've only got 2 here. I swear I did more than that, but that's all I've got that I've managed to keep. But yeah, I'm just going to show you through my sketchbooks and we'll just see how my artwork's changed. I mean, I didn't do any animal drawings back then. I had to obviously do whatever the teacher told us to do, whatever project we had to do. So yeah, in the UK, when you're doing GCSEs, I think you are 15 and 16. So that's how old I was when I did these. So let's start with the first book. This is the big one, and then I do have a little one, which was my exam piece. So let's start. Oh, and I apologise that the lighting isn't the best. It's because it's a really dark and gloomy day, so I've had to sit up with a couple of different lamps over my desk to actually give me some light because it's just so dark outside. It's literally like night time. So the first project we had to do was called Surfaces. They basically give you a theme and then you have to do things to do with that theme. But with GCSE, we had to kind of do what the teacher told us to do. We didn't have a lot of freedom with what we wanted to do, which was a shame, but yeah, so we had to do that. So I just did this as the title page. And then we had to do some different mark making. So just used like bits of paper, stamping, dribbled ink, wax resist and ink. And I haven't looked through these books in years, by the way, so this is going to be a good refresh for me. I'm now 25 and I did this when I was like 15, so it is about 10 years ago, so it's a long time. Rubbings, just like leaf rubbings with charcoal, things like that. I don't know why I stuck an actual leaf in here, but I did apparently. Some bits with crayons. I think these are around my house. Things around my house. And then I had to do some Van Gogh research. That's like an ink recreation. Some of the bits in here have like this paper over to stop the pages sticking together. But yeah, we had to recreate some of Van Gogh's artwork. That's a recurring thing with GCSE and A-level artwork. We had to do a lot of artist research and recreating some of their artwork, which I didn't really enjoy that much. I kind of preferred doing my own thing, but anyway. Natural forms. So I just drew some roses, things like that. This looks like a cabbage, but it's supposed to be a rose. I remember being so proud of these roses, and now I look at them and I'm like, interesting. But I remember I was really proud of them at the time. Paul Morrison, just recreated, I just drew some of this. This is done in ink and this is done in ink, recreating parts of this piece of artwork. Karl Blossfeldt, I don't know. Just did some little sketches. It's interesting because all these sketches, they're not very like dark. The values aren't like, this is all kind of one tone almost. So it's just different. It's weird how like my art's changed and how much I've learned since doing this. And I feel like since I've been doing my own artwork, I've actually learned a lot more than I did when I was at school. Just like teaching myself and watching YouTube videos and things like that. And then we just had to do some paint mixing and learn how to like gradually change the tones with acrylic paint. So I've got cool colours and then warm colours. Van Gogh again. So I did like a section of this, even though it looks nothing like it, but that's my attempt using acrylic paints. Angie Lewin. I just did some drawings in the background, and then here's just paper. Oh god, to break that. Just paper, bits of cut out paper, and then did some stamping. I made a little polystyrene stamp. I remember doing this, and this, my teacher made me do a background to go with it, and this background is horrendous. I remember hating it because I didn't want to do a background. I just didn't want to do that kind of thing. Japanese arts. This is moving on to another project. I don't remember if we did like a big final piece for this. I don't really remember. But Japanese art, and I had to make this 3D model. Oh, this isn't the next project. Don't know what this is. Random page on Japanese art. I don't know. Yeah, so this was a 3D model. I didn't get to keep this. I don't know what happened to it. And these bits were made out of like paper mache and wire, and it was quite a big thing. This is the next project, I remember, and I hated this project so much because I hate drawing people, and that hasn't changed. I still hate drawing people. I can't remember what artist this was. Is this Picasso? I think it might be Picasso. Did some like ink drawings and things. So I printed out a picture of his artwork and then did the other side. Frida Kahlo. I remember being really proud of this drawing as well. And then I had to do some of these drawings. It's Ken O'Hara. Apparently, yeah, I think my teacher picked out this artist for us because they did like really close-up portraits. Look at the nose of this that I did. This is terrible. It's funny. I remember being quite proud of this one. Now I look at it and it's awful, but at the time I was really pleased with that. And then observation drawings of the face. This bit of black paper here, I think I stuck it over something I didn't like. This is terrible. Look how blocky it is. It's not like a cartoony kind of eye, but I remember being quite proud of it. And then I did some of my family members' eyes. So I think that was my mum's, that was my dad's, and that might have been my sister's, I'm not sure. And then just some more random eye drawings. And this is Picasso. I just did some like random sections from it. I didn't draw this. This is a printed out version. Picasso's lines in colour. So I think we had to paint using acrylic paint, let it dry, and then you paint again over acrylic paint, and then you use a stick to mark out these lines, and it gets rid of the paint and shows the paint underneath. This is some more Picasso stuff, but this is using like bubble wrap, bits of card, string, things like that. Pop art, Andy Warhol. So I just copied this Marilyn Monroe in acrylic paint. I remember being really proud of this painting, and I remember my teacher hated it. She just criticised everything about it, but at the time I remember really liking it. Emma Watson. So I did this, I edited it in Photoshop, and then I just recreated it in black paint. The next couple of pages I'm not going to show you because they're pictures of my sister, and I doubt she wants pictures of her on the internet. I'll show you this though. This is a painting that I did of my sister, but I won't show you the actual photo just because I doubt she'll be happy if I show that. But that's a painting, it's a photo of a big painting that I did on a board of her. Fashion illustration. I did this background, which I remember thinking was quite cool, and I just copied some random pictures of the internet. A couple of random drawings here. What's this? Oh, and some more drawings. I remember I used to be really into like drawing people like this with clothes. I used to want to be like a fashion designer or something when I was younger, but that obviously didn't last. African art. This is another project that I remember doing. This was all just done in ink, and then wax resist printing. So I made these little prints out of string and stuff and experimented with that. This is another artist. Oh, Oh, I don't think that's supposed to come off. I just recreated some sections of the artwork here. Tinga Tinga art. So compare this to my animal drawings now. It's quite funny. And some more recreations of a bird and an elephant. Wax resist on fabric. This is a bit of a mess. And then this is leading up to my final project. So this is the kind of ideas I had. So I made this little stencil to make the leaves. I added some glitter and bits into that. Final piece. And then this is a photo of my final piece. It was on a big board, which I think got displayed at school, and then where everyone's bags in the corridor was like rubbing against it, it got loads of chips in it and stuff. I'm not sure if my parents have it somewhere, whether I took it home or not, I can't remember. But that's a photo of my final piece, and I remember actually being quite proud of that. And to be fair, it's not that bad. And that is all of that project. And then this next book is my exam piece. So this is about force. That was the project title, which I didn't really know what to do for it. But then I remember, yeah, this is basically, the teachers tied up loads of instruments and stuff in the middle of the table with string and rope, made this massive structure in the middle of the table. We all had to like sit around it and draw parts of it. So this is some of the bits that I drew. This is in ink. This is an artist study again, so I just painted these bits recreating some of his artwork. Another artist study. I quite like this page, to be fair. I remember quite liking this as well. It's actually alright, because all the background's kind of in the same style as well. I quite like it. And then this, I think, is photocopies of my drawings that were on this page, and I was like recreating a composition in the style of this artist kind of thing, using bits of paper and like, you know, creating your own composition out there. Another artist study. I think, oh, that's come off it. It was a printing block, but that's obviously unstuck. And then I printed that on here to recreate this kind of piece. Another instrument study, but using wire and bits and bobs. This, I don't know why my teacher made me do this, but she made me, and it was only me, she didn't make anyone else do it, I don't think. I remember me stood there with an iron, and I had to like iron bits of plastic bags together. It was really random. Another drawing here. Just some more like creating a new composition kind of thing. More experiments with acrylic paint. And this is kind of a practice for my final piece. This is kind of what it ended up looking like as well. I think there's a picture of it in here. Yeah, here we go. This is a picture of my final piece, which was on a big board. I can't remember what grade I got for this. I think I got an A, and I think I got an A at GCSE art, and I think I got a B at A-level art. I can't really remember, but I think I got an A for that. And yeah, that is all of my GCSE artwork. I'm going to be uploading another video showing all my A-level artwork and my GCSE and A-level, lost my train of thought, textiles artwork as well, because I did lots of textile stuff and there was quite a lot of drawings and artsy things in there. So I thought I'd share that with you as well, just because it's quite fun to look back on, and it'd be interesting if you're doing GCSE at the moment and kind of getting some ideas maybe. Not that much of my stuff is that great in my opinion, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.